Welcome to At Home Chef, where along with professional chefs, we prepare and deliver to you select gourmet entrees that you cook and serve in your kitchen at home. You too can be an at-home chef. Greetings, my name is Tom Maroney. I'm with At Home Chef, and I'm here with Chef Phil Bruning, and today he's going to show us how to prepare pan-fried gnocchi with bacon, peas, and onions. Take it away, Chef.
All right, well, you're going to get your gnocchi. You're going to have a pot of boiling water here, and we're just going to dump that gnocchi in there. And this will only take a few minutes to cook. They will float up to the top when they're ready, so you just keep an eye on that while we're sauteing up our bacon here.
Now, I noticed, Chef, that you salted the water prior to the beginning here, and what's the purpose for that?
For flavor, of course. Gives the gnocchi a better flavor. You always want to season your water. Now we're just going to saute up this bacon, fry it up, and get it nice and crispy. So that should take about 3 to 4 minutes.
Oh, that smells delightful.
And always put your bacon into a hot pan.
What's the origin of gnocchi? What exactly is gnocchi?
It's a pasta substitute. It's potato, mostly. It's potato flour and eggs, so it's a good substitute for pasta. It's a potato dumpling, more or less. Smaller, bite size. They're delicious. They're wonderful with any kind of, pasta sauce you can use on them too. So we're gonna crisp up this bacon here.
So when they receive their meal from delivery, they'll have everything they need here to make an actual gourmet meal for themselves and their guests at home.
Absolutely. We took all the prep work out. Everybody knows the tough thing about cooking is the prep work and getting everything ready. So we took all that kind of work out of it for people at home, for At Home Chef.
Well, I see our gnocchi is starting to boil here a little bit.
Yeah, the water's going to cool down a little bit when you drop the gnocchi in there.
I see.
So it'll come back up to a boil. And our gnocchi is starting to float up, so we want to reserve some of this cooking liquid that's seasoned, it's flavored now. So we're going to take the gnocchi out, put it in the strainer here, and dry out a little bit.
Boy, I noticed they pumped up real nice.
Yes.
So you don't want to pour off all this water. You want to retain some of that for later.
We're going to save, to add with the finished product if it's just a little dry, You don't want to just put plain water in there, and that'll dilute the flavor. We use some of that flavored water. So I'm just going to set those gnocchi right there and let those sit for a few minutes while we finish up the rest of this. And our bacon is starting to get crispy.
Everybody loves bacon.
Everything's better with bacon. Alright, now our bacon is all nice and crispy, and we're going to take that out and let those drain out on a paper towel here for a few minutes while we get the rest of this going. We got a lot of bacon fat left in there, and that's wonderful flavored stuff, as you probably already figured out. So we're going to keep most of that, but a lot of it we're going to drain off. We don't want it too fatty and greasy.
So you're going to take some of it away.
So we're going to drain off some of that and just pour it into a bowl here on the side. We just want to save a little bit in there just for a nice coating on the bottom. And then we'll put our onions in there. And you want to turn your heat down a little bit for the onions because we're not trying to really brown them and get them all caramelized and stuff. We just want them tender.
Get them tender and start them out.
Yep. You don't want to be eating raw onions there. So we'll turn the heat down, and these will just cook up pretty quickly in a few minutes here. So in about 3 minutes or so, 3 to 4 minutes, we'll let these guys go in that wonderful bacon grease.
You can smell that.
There's just a little bit in there still. Grab the peas here, our pre-portioned peas.
Now all the produce from At Home Chef is all fresh, frozen, correct?
Absolutely. We freeze it and then we ship it out. Peas and onions are all nice and tender. We're going to add a little bit of the Parmesan cheese. Only about half of the portion bag because we're going to finish it off later with that. And we got some fresh parsley.
Ooh, fresh parsley is good.
So we'll just dump that in there and just coat it and get that going. And then we're going to just put these onions and peas into a bowl off to the side for a minute until we get that gnocchi fried up a bit.
Now, I noticed that you well drained the gnocchi. That's to make it nice and crisp, so you'll fry up crisp.
Yeah, so it'll fry up a little better. We want it nice and drained. It's all right that it cooled off and that it got done a little bit early because we are going to pan fry it and heat it back up here. And get a little crisp on the outside with that bacon grease.
Should be a little brown in color around.
Yeah, we want to get a little brown on there. So we'll let those sit and fry up in there a bit.
Well, I'll tell you, it looks great.
Got all that extra goodness that's stuck to the pan there, so you want to make sure and scrape the pan up a little bit.
So, Chef, I noticed it's a little dry. So, is it okay to add a little more bacon grease?
Yeah, absolutely.
To fry
just
that up a little
very
quicker?
little bit.
Yeah,
so you want the gnocchi coated with that bacon grease, so when it hits the hot pan,
all that flavor
it's flavored and it'll help to turn it a little brown. As you can see, some of them are starting to get a little bit brown now.
Now, when you added the gnocchi, I noticed you did turn up the heat a bit.
Yeah, because we're just really, they're cooked. We don't want to do this for too long, and then they'll dry out and be overcooked. So this is where you want to take your bacon and your peas. You can have these in the same bowl at this point after that bacon's drained off a little bit. So we have our bacon and our peas and onion mixture, and we're just going to toss that in there. And this is where we saved a little bit of that water, just to,
I see.
To help moisten this up a little bit and keep it really fresh. And you're going to get a little sizzle on there.
Sizzle in there, wow.
And this will help meld all the flavors together too.
Yes, it does, definitely.
Turn that pan off.
Well, today we've learned how to make pan-fried gnocchi with bacon, peas, and onions. A wonderful dish, a gourmet-style meal that you can do yourself and be an at-home chef.